It's the start of your senior year and you are freaking out. You probably have so many questions. What is my plan after high school? Where do I start? Who will accept me? First off, relax, take a deep breath. Whether your next step is a 4-year school, community college, trade school, or taking a year off, you have tons of options and support available for you. Remember that your self-worth is not defined by which colleges accept you, and that there are many paths you can take towards a fulfilling career. While the process can be overwhelming, you can make it manageable by focusing on these 3 steps. Step 1, identify your college deadlines. Step 2, finish your essays. Step 3, request letters of recommendation.
When is your first college deadline? Finalize your college list on Naviance and figure out when all your application deadlines are. Remember that some colleges offer the option for you to apply early, with deadlines coming as soon as October 15th, either through early decision or early action. Early decision plans are considered binding, which means that if you get accepted, you must attend that school and withdraw the rest of your applications. Early action plans are considered non-binding. You will apply and receive a response to your application early, but you will not have to commit to the college until the normal reply date of May 1st. If you are using the Common App, you will need to match your Common App account with Naviance. This will allow you to sync up your college list with Naviance and allow you to request letters of recommendation from your teachers. You can find the Naviance login on Google Classroom for your grade level under the College and Career tab. Click on Student, followed by Continue with Single Sign-On, and log in using your IUSD credentials. Click on Colleges I'm applying to, and click the Match Accounts button. This will direct you to the Common App where you can log in and finalize the matching process. Lastly, remember to balance your college list to include schools with a wide range of selectivity. While on the Colleges I'm Applying to tab, by clicking on the Compare Me button, you can compare your GPA with the GPA of accepted students from Portola, as well as view how many students were accepted versus how many applied on the right-hand side.
If you think about it, your essays are the most difficult yet controllable part of the application process at this point. These are essays that you cannot afford to wait till last minute to complete. With the exception of applying for an honors program, there will be no essays you would need to worry about for community college or the Cal State applications. For the UCs, you're given 8 short answer essay prompts with a 350 max word count, and you'll just need to answer 4 out of the 8. For the private and out-of-state schools, with the exception of some schools such as MIT or Georgetown, which have their own applications, you can apply to many of these schools using either the Common App or Coalition App. There is one main essay you will write that all the colleges will see, but keep a lookout for shorter, supplemental essays that some of these colleges will ask, which are more specific to their institution. My biggest piece of advice, just start. The main reason why students procrastinate on their essays is because they want their first draft to be a masterpiece. Now is not the time to be a perfectionist. Brainstorm, get your thoughts on your Google Doc, and keep chipping away at it until you're satisfied with the final product. Admissions readers want to get a sense of who you are and what is meaningful to you. So remember to use the show, not tell approach by telling specific stories that exemplify your character. Since there are no rules, show off your personality by writing in your own voice and style. This is a huge way to ensure that your essay comes off as unique and memorable. Once you finish your first drafts, don't be afraid to ask people you trust, such as your friends, teachers, or school counselors for feedback to speed up the process of polishing your essays and ensure that you are putting your best foot forward with your essays. When writing supplemental essays for specific colleges, don't just include generic information such as the school being highly ranked or the weather being really nice. The colleges already know that. Do your research. Dig into their websites, research specific programs and departments, and see what courses they offer based on your college major of interest. Try to highlight what separates the school you're applying to from other schools and how you would be the perfect fit based on your skills and experiences.
The third step is figuring out whether or not the colleges you're applying to require you to submit letters of recommendation. Remember that if you are applying to the UCs and Cal States, you will not be required to submit a letter of recommendation. However, there are private and out-of-state colleges that will require you to submit recommendations from both your teachers and your counselor. When thinking of which teachers to ask, consider teachers who know you well and potentially relate to the academic fields you're interested in pursuing. First, ask them either in person or via email if they're willing to write your letter. They may request that you supply them with a brag sheet with your accomplishments and performance in their class. Once they agree, you can then request a letter from them via Naviance. From your account, click Colleges followed by Letters of Recommendation. Then select the teacher who will be writing your letter from the drop-down and proceed to select the colleges you want them to write a letter for. The final step is to request a letter of recommendation from your designated counselor. If your counselor has changed from junior year, you have the option to request a letter from your previous counselor, but you will need to ask them in advance. Log on to Naviance and complete your resume with all of your activities and awards. Then complete the letter of rec survey by clicking on About Me, followed by Surveys from your school. Be as thorough as possible when completing this information, as it will allow us to write a descriptive letter for you. Once you finish with your resume and survey, you will need to request a letter by visiting our counseling clerk, Mrs. Phoebe, in the counseling office. Once she verifies that you have completed both the resume and the survey, she will notify your counselor so that they can get started on your letter of recommendation. The window to request a letter of recommendation from your counselor is September 2nd to September 30th.
Please bookmark the College App Resource Guide, as virtually all the college questions you may have can be found on this page. By viewing the page from your IUSD Google account, you can access the calendar for college visits and events coming up. By scrolling down the homepage, you can view a timeline of important college dates and deadlines. You can also access a list of frequently asked questions. On the other tabs, you can get links and information on community college, private schools, Cal States, UCs, and a review of our letter of recommendation process. On the College Essays tab, you can get helpful tips on writing your essays from the College Essay Guide. Mark your calendars to meet with college admissions representatives throughout college visits, happening both in person and virtually. These representatives are usually the first pair of eyes reviewing your application, so it will be important to get to know them and get a sense of what they're looking for. Also, be sure to attend our upcoming college events such as our College Panel Night and our College Application Workshops.
By prioritizing on your college deadlines, essays, and recommendations, you can make the college application process a lot less stressful for yourself. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to see your counselor or our college and career coordinator for guidance.